Hello and welcome to Bognor Regis Chris's Engage video number 2. I've got notes to read, quite a little bit to get through, but hopefully won't be on here too much. So starting off, yesterday was exceedingly hot. It was in the high 30s up in the loft, so I couldn't get in there, couldn't do anything whatsoever. So until I've got a Velux roof window put up there to let some hot air out and cool air in, there's not a great deal I'm going to be doing up there in the loft. I did go up there today and it was 27.5 degrees centigrade, still too hot. So the loft side of it is put on hold. Further to that, I'm still on furlough because of the coronavirus thingy, and on top of that, we've all been served redundancy notices. Wrong teeth in today. Now my furlough has been extended till June, so I don't know whether I'm going to have a job to go back to. We're all hopeful that in my department there's going to be no reductions whatsoever, but it's hanging over our heads, certainly mine. So I'm going to be saving my pennies at the moment, hence not spending out on the loft whatsoever at the moment. Maybe a couple more floorboards and a roof insulation, but that's about it. I'll certainly be saving up my pennies for the roof window, of which eventually I want 2. So, as I said, this one was going to be about the design of the railway. Now, I have got railway design software on my PC, and for the life of me, I can't get it to work. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I just cannot get it to work. I've spent hours and hours trying to fathom it out. I've given up. It didn't cost me anything. It's still sitting there, but I've gone back to a trusted method called pen and paper. So that's what I've done, and as I said to you, the Basingstoke and North Hants Model Railway Society originally tried to build, or did build, an N-gauge layout of Bognor Regis, but then stopped. Now I will attach to my film a couple of addresses which you can click onto hopefully, and it will show you what they did. Really interesting. One's on Flickr and I think one is on their own site, but I'll hopefully put them on there and you can see what they've done, and it is great, fantastic. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the video now of the sketch plan I did, which is self-explanatory, and then you'll come back to me again. Cheers. Right, here we have the track plan all drawn out. As you can see, it's quite large. The measurements are in feet and inches, and I've also done metric above. So if we start here, now this is the railway station as worked out by the Basingstoke Club, and that's to scale by all accounts. And as you can see, each section or square on there is roughly 3 feet by 3 feet, so that's 9 feet in total length there. And that section that's black, that's the chimney breast. So it fits quite nicely in there, and as you can see, it is removable. So there it is, and that shows you everything I need to know about the track plan in total. Turntables there, engine shed is round about there, and the good shed is over that section there, and I'll go into more details on them on another video. Now as you can see, this will be slightly raised. This will be the high level, so the train will come out of here, and what I've done to make it easy is you've got 2 lines, red line going out and a blue line coming in. So it comes out the top here, and those 2 circles just there are the 2 gasometers that you have just outside Bognor, or you did have. They're not there anymore. Again, this is all raised, to across there. So it's a board going across here, there, and it's a 1 foot board all along there with the 2 lines. Now, I've done a few notes. I don't intend to do a return loop. So I'll go into that in a little bit more. But if I explain, basically, the track continues round there, large loop, and then comes along here. Now it goes over and then it joins up just here with the circuit. So if I follow the circuit now, the circuit continues along here, continues along there to the chimney, and then goes round behind the back. It then goes round and then underneath the terminus station, and then comes out here, continues along. This is on the lower level now, around here, an inner loop, and then through a tunnel. Comes out here, along the back, right along the back, and then back round again, goes underneath the railway station, and then comes out just here, and then continues along there. Now it goes around the middle loop. Bearing in mind, like I say, there's 2 tracks, one way, one going either way. Comes along here, over, joins up where the cutting is for the railway station, and then continues along there, and then back round under the railway station, and comes out on the near side here. And that's the double 8 that goes round. Now, from that, what I've just explained, I don't think there's a return loop or a return loop connection. I'm not too sure. I don't think there is. But I need to be able to get my trains from one side to the other. Now, rather than doing a return loop, I was thinking of when it comes along here on the blue line, it then branches out here, and there's a second or third line going along there, just on the outside of here. I'll move them over a bit. Around there, goes along here, and then joins back in. So it means that one of my trains can pull into that siding right along here, then disconnect, and then continue into the railway station where it can use the turntable. Turn round, then goes back out, back along, and then it will move over the 2 lines, and eventually it will slide or reverse back and connect up with the all the carriages in the siding, and therefore it can then go back out on its normal route. Now, this is only the route going into the railway station, so it will not affect the 2 main lines. Now, that's what I'm thinking of doing, but if anyone can think anything better, please say so. This section here, it's 2 feet wide with only 2 tracks. Now, that's a lower track, and what I propose to do is that we'll come out of the tunnel, come along here, and eventually disappear into a very thick wood, and that will then be houses. Now, I want houses all along there, because what I propose to do is to put a express dairy yard exactly the same as the one I had behind back of my house in West London. So the houses will be along here. There will actually be the express dairy yard there, which was quite a major building. So the trains will come into there, drop off the milk, in the carriages there, drop the milk off. There'll be a way of shunting them around, moving the empty ones up here, bringing the full ones along, and then eventually taking them all out back to where they need to go to get refilled. Now, this was an operation I saw many times in my childhood, and I'd just like to bring the dairy back. There was a railway station there, but I'm not too worried about the railway station at this stage. Coming round here, the fiddle yard. Now, bearing in mind there will be 2 twin lines going through there, and what I propose to do is to put 3 sidings on either side of the 2 main lines. So there'll be 3 sidings 3 sidings, another 3 sidings on the opposite side, and then a further 3. That will give me a total of 12 sidings, and they will be quite big. It's a huge area, bearing in mind that this will be 3 feet across and it's 8 feet wide. So, and I can bring it right up to here before it goes underneath the railway station. I don't particularly want to put too much underneath here because, one, it will be awkward to get to. Secondly, I've got plenty of area, and third, I don't want to put points underneath here because if there's any problems, it's just going to be awkward to get to. So that is my planned layout. Now, everyone has their own idea of how they want to build their layout. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not criticising any of the layouts I watch. I love them all, but we all have our own little idiosyncrasies as to what we like and what we don't like, or how we think things should progress. I like the idea of long tracks, beautiful countryside, sweeping bends, and trains pulling 50 carriages or rolling stock trundling along. That's what I fancy doing, and because I've got a loft area that is near on 29 feet long, is it 29 or 39 feet? I can't remember now. It's going to be it should be quite fantastic. I think it's 39 feet long in total, so I've got the room to do that. I don't include another station, but there's nothing to say that once I start putting this down, I can change it and alter it. This is just what I want to do. This is be the start. Now, after this, I've eventually got to start building the framework up so I can put the 9-inch ply on. And I'll go into that when I start building the framework up. But again, this is my sketch plan. And I've already said the reason why I've done it on paper. So please let me know what you think. And I'll speak to you again in a second. Thank you. Right, welcome back. The layout is actually 29.5 feet long. That's quite big. That includes the section behind the chimney. It'll be 2 circuits and basically a figure of 8. What I hope I can do is run 4 trains with all their rolling stock, etc., 2 on each circuit, chasing each other. And I don't think they're going to catch each other up, but if they do, I can always put it down to 1 train on each circuit, and then of course it will leave me to play around with the terminus station to my heart's degree, heart's content I should say. And also, if I decide to build something further on there, I'll have that to play around with, but I will also have the express dairy milk yard as well. Now, I can't think of anything else I can say to you like this, but I want to show you a few things on my PC that pertain towards the build. So I'll just swing you around and show you what I've got to show. Now, I hope this is coming through quite clearly, but this is my PC, and actually I should have said I'm in my man cave. Right, the small picture there that you see, now that actually is a K-class on Bognor turntable, and that was taken on the 27th of May 1950. And the picture above, in case anyone's curious, that's also Bognor Regis. That's a number of locos, and you see the turntable again on the left, and that was taken on the 5th of May 1934. Now, I'm not sure how clear this is going to come through, but that's the actual sketch plan made by the Basingstoke and Northampton Model Railway Society, actually to scale. And as you can see, the whole length is 24 feet long, 3 feet wide, and that's where I've got that plan from, except I've taken out the fiddle yard and I've condensed it to the last 3 sections on the left. Now, the next picture is Bognor Regis railway station, and that was taken prior to 1938, I believe, and that's basically what I'm basing my layout on. And as you can see, there's the goods shed just there, massive thing. Again, as I've said, still in situ, and I've got a few photos of that in a minute. Engine shed, the turntable, the old signal box was there. I do a new one further on. But yeah, that's what I propose to build. Now, a little bit better, this one, post 1938. Gives you a little bit more idea of what I've got to do. Now, I love this one. I'm not sure when that was taken, but it's the only aerial shot I can find of Bognor Regis terminal and goods yard. Now, I think it would have been around about the 1970s, and all of this here, that's Olby's Builders Merchants. No longer exists, now Covers Builders Merchants. But if you look carefully, you can still see the remains there of the old turntable. You've got all your sidings down there, although at this time there's no track. And you can see this one that goes down here, and there it goes into the old engine shed, goods shed. Lovely old thing. Still used by Covers. Can't touch it or alter it in any way, but because it's so large, ideal for them to put stuff in, store it in. One entrance in that way to the goods to the yard, and a second one just there. You can see where the tracks go round. So basically, this is what I'm going to be building it on. This is now a big housing estate just here now. Yeah, I love that one. The worst thing about it though is when you pan in, it goes all blurry, and that's about as good as it gets, but better than nothing. Now that one there shows you the goods shed now. Next one again shows you from the other angle and the far end. Well, I hope you found it interesting. I can't wait to crack on with it. But like I said, I can't really do much more in the loft at the moment because it's too hot. I have got a number of floorboards I can put down when I get hold of them, and possibly some ceiling insulation, which might bring the temperature down a bit at the moment, but there's a hell of a lot of roof space there to cover. Now, the next videos will concentrate on the Metcalfe buildings. I do like Metcalfe. I think they're brilliant, but the engine shed and the goods shed need to be scratch built. So I'm going to do one on each of those two buildings that I will put on the layout. But in the meantime, I'm going to do some of the houses. And the reason being is their kits match the houses around the station at that time that I'm portraying. So I've never built one before, so I think a house would be quite good. And I'll let you know how I get on, but I'll put that on video, hopefully. So I hope you're all well, keep safe, and see you around. Cheers.